Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jasmine Reviews. Alrighty, so today we are going to be reviewing Top Gun Maverick, obviously. So I waited a very long time to do this. I saw it weeks and weeks and weeks ago because I was already completely stoked for this. If you haven't been seeing my Instagram posts, you should be seeing my Instagram posts. You should go over there. Just take a look. You don't have to follow me or anything. You can just take a look. But yes, I've been quite excited to see this. So I'm just going to jump into it, but be warned, there will probably be spoilers. That's why I waited so long, so that people might have a chance to see the movie. So if you have no intentions of getting this movie spoiled, I would just go watch one of my other videos. I just did some Jurassic Park. You could go watch that. The Jurassic Park, not the Jurassic World, so you don't have to worry about being spoiled for too much. Anyways, so let's jump right into the action. So I'm first gonna say this movie was phenomenal. Oh, so fantastic. I actually feel like it was a very, very successful sequel, not just in like, oh, it made a lot of money or it was a decent sequel. No. I mean, it was one of the best sequels I have seen ever. That's saying a lot. It's giving it a lot of praise. I know that some people may not be like, you know, thinking it's that great. It was amazing. Not only did it take all of these successful things from, like, you know, the 80s, like from its original, you know, predecessor, from its original movie, it took some of the most fantastic moments and reimagined them in the best possible ways. But it had all brand new moments, you see my cat, all brand new moments that just made it epic. Absolutely fantastic. Not like, let alone when you find out that everyone in this movie had to take like flight training to actually be able to fly these planes and stuff, or like these jets. I might call them planes a few times, but they're jets. But still, like, to be able to fly, or aircrafts, whatever, to be able to fly these things, they had to actually take classes and stuff. But, I mean, and Tom Cruise is a fiend. A fiend. Like, the fact that he would do half the things that he's done, he just enjoys it to do it. Like, I feel like he terrifies me in the best ways. Like, not only do I love him, so Tom, if you ever see this, call me somehow. Your people, get in touch with my people, get Instagram. Just meet up with me somewhere. We'll talk. But he scares me in the best ways, because it seems like the things that he just really gets off on, like, well, that's the wrong way of saying it, but the things that he really, sorry, I had to cut that part out. I said a little inappropriate thing about, but the things that he really enjoys and derives like so much pleasure and so much fun out of terrify me. Like, let's drive let's fly this jet super fast and have, you know, a talk show host in the back seat. If you haven't seen that, there's the videos out, like James Corden in the back seat, and, you know, just do flips and stuff for fun. We're going so fast in the sky, but you know what, let's do dips and dives and everything. Let's make him feel the force of the G's. Like, no, thank you. Like, I would pass out. Like, I would probably not turn him down, like, if he's like, Jasmine, I'd really like for you to be my wingman, and like, or I'd love for you to, you know, ride in this jet with me, you know, just one time. I probably wouldn't turn that down. Who would turn that down? Probably somebody who is very smart, because I probably would only ever do it the one time. If he pulled that stunt and was doing that stuff, I would die. I would pass away. He would land and I would be dead. Like, that, he would have to like bring me back to life somehow. I would just be dead, because that is terrifying. So love the little rant that I went on. Also, I'm not turning on my light, so you're just gonna have to deal with the really bright window that's happening. Whatever. So, this movie was so good, though. It starts out very nice. It's almost reminiscent of, like, it's almost reminiscent of, like, the parody of, like Hot Shots. It's almost very reminiscent of that. But, you know, the movie, I will warn you, is very loud. So if you go see this in theaters, you may want to bring, like, something, I don't know, cover your ears, bring something. The movie is very loud. At least the theater that we saw it in it was so loud. Like, it felt like I was right there with the Jets, which is probably what they want you to feel, but whenever it's so loud, it feels like it's gonna blow your eardrums out. Like, that's not a great thing. But, in the beginning, you know, we see a very, you know, aged Tom Cruise. Still looks like a snack. He is a whole meal. Like, this isn't about me and my love for Tom Cruise, but definitely very attractive. But, you know, I mean, it's been a long time since he's been, you know, an actual fighter pilot, and he's doing something else now, and, like, they're about to shut down his team because they weren't able to get the results, you know, that they were supposed to, and, like, I guess that they were kind of trying to shut him down anyway so he wouldn't reach those results, because I guess they want to take that program and put money elsewhere, or, you know, do something. But Tom Cruise breaks the rules, obviously, and so he's trying to break, like, the Mach speeds, and I think he's in one of those, like, stealth jets. Whether he actually got to fly one of those, I'm not sure. I know that he's allowed to fly, like, a regular, like, Navy jet thing, like, I think, like, he did before, but I don't know if he was able to fly, like, an actual stealth jet. All I know is it looked cool. Like, if he was actually able to fly one of those, that'd be pretty bad. That'd be pretty awesome. But, he's trying to get to, I think, 9.0. Like, 9.0, or, like, yes, I know. If it's not 9.0, it's, like, 10.0, but, like, I think Machs or something. Like, he's trying to get really fast, and break, like, their speed record or something. Well, he ends up, I think he actually goes to 10. I think that might be what it was. He was trying to get to 10 or something. Well, he gets there, and then, you know, everybody's, like, cheering because he did the thing that, you know, they jumped ahead. He was still supposed to be doing multiple tests to get there, but he went from 7 all the way up to, like, I think it was 10. And then he just keeps going even further. Look, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, so if it is 9, then excuse me. But I'm pretty sure it was, like, 10. But he goes even further just because he wants to. Because you know it's him, and he's just like... And I thought they killed him immediately because the thing crashes, or it blows up, like, in flight because he's pulling too many G's and he's going too fast, and it blows up. I thought, like, I was like, well, there goes the movie. I was like, really? You know, I was like, you kill off the one person we came here to see? But obviously, you know, he survived it somehow. But, like, he's just like he looks like a spaceman. And, you know, he walks in and gets some water and then asks for a phone, and, you know, they bring him back and they're like, how dare you, you know, disobey the rules and achieve a goal that, you know, we were hoping that you would achieve, but also pulling it too far. And they tell him that he's supposed to go back to Top Gun, basically. He's supposed to go back, and he's like, really, why? You know, like, I thought I was going to get, you know, fired, or I thought I was, you know, something, you know, else. But they send him back, and it turns out that they want him to train a whole new group of people to, you know, become fighters, and he has a time limit to do so. But he goes to this bar, and he sees, I guess, an old girlfriend who is played by Jennifer Connelly, And by the way, still amazing. She's beautiful. I don't know if she was somebody from the original movie or if they had her trying to replace the original actress from the original movie. I don't think so. I think the name was different, but he knows her already. Apparently she has a daughter in this movie, and he knows the daughter already, so they have a pre-existing relationship. But, you know, he puts his cell phone on the thing, so all of a sudden that she makes, like, they make us not like her immediately, just in a certain way, because she had, like, I guess he gives her the wrong answer to one of her questions. So she rings this bell, because if you put your phone on her bar, it's like disrespect, so she makes you buy rounds for everyone in the place, which was whatever. And you know, he takes it all, you know, and in stride, but then whenever it comes time to pay, he doesn't have enough money, so she rings the bell again and they throw him out. Like, literally, they throw him out, which is funny because most of the people that were carrying him turn out to be his students, but this is where you meet everybody. And you get to meet all the people with their little you get to meet all the students with all their little names and stuff. You got Hangman, hot, just a really good looking man. You got Rooster, he's pretty hot. He's not like the hottest person I've ever seen. I'm lying. It's very hot. Like, they're all hot. Every single person in this movie is just smoking. You've got Payback. Like, come on. Phoenix. Ugh, come on. Like, they're all... You've got Bob. And Bob is actually, Lewis Pullman, who is Bill Pullman's son. Amazing. I mean, you get Iceman in the movie, which is... It's pretty great, because at first, you know, you see him doing like texts and stuff, like, and at first I was like, oh man, is that how they put Iceman in the movie, was like through texts? Because like I was really hoping for like an actual, you know, reunited thing, so I was like a little disappointed that they, you know, decided to make it through text, but he does show up in the movie. They've got Ed Harris in this movie. Like, it's a cast, like, there's loads of people in this movie, and they're like fantastic. John Hamm, and then a lot of newer faces. Like, they might have been in other movies, but I haven't seen a lot of new movies lately, so you'll have to forgive me if I don't recognize all of them. But yes, you meet all those people then, and you kind of get a feeling for their attitudes. And Rooster is obviously the son of Tom Cruise's original wingman from the original Top Gun, and you know, he's grown up and they don't have like the best relationship because of something that happened, and I'll try not to give out all the details, but then you've got, you know, Hangman, who is obviously like the new Iceman. You know, he's cocky, he's sexy, just chomp. Ugh. Like, yes, absolutely. I'm sorry, he's a really good looking guy. I think he's, you know, in a relationship, so I should probably not. I think he's, you know, in a relationship, so I should probably, you know, back off. I don't know. I feel like it's a compliment. It's a compliment, you know. Anyways, so he goes out and he's trying to, you know, teach these people, and like, you know, he has like this huge stack of papers. But all of these people are the top of their field. Like, they're the best of the best of the best of the brightest. You know, they're number one. And so he just takes this book and he throws it in the garbage, and he's like, you already know all this stuff. And his superiors are all like, yes, we get it. You know, you're mad. But you hired Maverick to teach people because you know that Maverick is the best. Just walk away. You know it's going to turn out right. So he starts setting up things for these guys to do, you know, and he's like, you know, if you lose, you know, you gotta do like 100 push-ups or something like that, you know, and he's like challenging them. But little do they know, he's gonna be like flying with them, and he's gonna try and like tag them, which is actually a really great part of the movie that I liked. If it was just gonna be him teaching other people, I think I would have liked the movie a lot less, just because, it's not just because I'm a Tom Cruise fan, because it still probably would have been okay, but to have a Maverick movie without Maverick being allowed to be his original break the rules self, like, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So, but he's training these guys, and he's, you know, he's getting every single one of them, and they're so mad that they can't beat him, and him and Rooster keep bumping heads. They're just all like, they're trying to outdo each other and everything, and Tom keeps trying to tell him, you know, like, you need to, you know, stop doing that, you need to calm down, you know, whatever, but he doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So basically, Hangman finds out that Rooster's dad was originally Tom's wingman, and that he had, you know, died, you know, and so he uses that to get under Rooster's skin a little bit. But I mean, everything he says is completely correct. Like, how they eventually decide things in the movie turns out great, but he was right. He was very right about everything that he said. He may have been a jerk about it, but it still was correct. But anyways, then, you know, they have to do all these maneuvers. Tom has this thing set up. He says you have, like, what is it, 2 minutes, I think. 2 minutes in, like, to get in and out, or something like that. Like, they have a very, very short window from when they start this mission to get to this place and deliver the payload and get out. And they're trying so hard to get through this course, and none of them have beat it. Not one of them have beat it. And then in the movie, like, you know, Tom keeps trying to make up with this girl that Jennifer Connelly, he keeps trying to, you know, get back into her good graces and stuff, so he pays her, you know, the money back and everything. But then Tom and Rooster kind of have, like, another moment where they clash, and you figure out why Rooster is sort of mad at Tom. And you know, I'm not gonna let you guys know, because you can just go watch the movie, but you find out why. And Maverick still will not tell Rooster the exact reason as to why he did what he did, because he doesn't want Rooster to be mad at someone else. He would rather just have him keep his anger focused on, you know, Maverick himself. So he's just like, you know what, just let him be mad at me, you know. But, like, you know, he keeps trying, you know, Maverick's trying to, you know, get back into Jennifer Connelly's good graces, and they kind of, like, have their little moment. And, like, there's, like, almost like a little dating moment in there, too, in the movie, where he has to sneak out the window, but he still gets caught by the daughter anyway, which is very funny to me. It's really hilarious. But then, since nobody has been able to complete his training and stuff, he starts, you know, doubting that any of them are going to be able to complete it, and he has to end up meeting with Iceman in the movie, because shortly after one of them goes through and does the course, they have to eject because they passed out from, like, one of the pilots passed out from the G's, and I want to say it was Payback. It may not have been him, but I think it was Payback. One of them passed out because the G's were too strong on them whenever they were pulling out, so they had to, you know, whenever they woke up, they had to eject, and it crashed one of the planes. But Iceman says, I need to see you right now. So he goes to see him, and then boom, Iceman, Val Kilmer. And that was, like, at first, you know, he's still only using the computer to type and, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, we all know why in the real world. But they've also, you know, said in the movie it was because his cancer came back, and you know, he's sick and he can't use his voice really. But when he finally does speak, and like they give each other a hug, I mean, it just like it hurts in the best way. Like, not only does it make you in the moment feel something between the two of them, but it also makes you feel so old, because you remember watching these people grow, like when you were growing up, and they were just like young, sexy, like really, you know, out there, like, you know, these like go get 'em guys, you know. And then you watch them as they're older, and you realize, you know, everybody's aging, everybody's, you know, gonna be old and gone after a while. Like I'm telling you, it just makes you aware of the passage of time. Obviously, I've been getting really depressed about it. It has nothing to do with the movie. But then later on in the movie, Iceman passes away, which is just, it devastated me. It was like, normally I wouldn't even care because he wasn't in the movie that long. And yes, I know, like, you have, like, the sentimental, you know, feeling from him being in the old movies and then now. But, like, just seeing Maverick's character, like Tom Cruise's character, Maverick, just seeing him, you know, walk up and, you know, say goodbye that way, like, I just was destroyed. And then afterwards, you know, he gets called into John Hamm's office, and John Hamm's all like, I'll take over it from here, I'll take over there from here, blah, 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 blah. You know, you're fired, you're a has-been, because the only reason he had been kept around is because Iceman wanted him there. Basically. So, when John Hamm comes out to try and teach all the, you know, the people, he, you know, is trying to tell them, oh, you have 6 minutes now. It's not a 2-minute, you know, thing. You've got 6 minutes now. You know, so you can take your time, blah, 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 blah. And everybody else is like, oh, so we're going to be sitting ducks. We're going to be targets, you know, because they know the danger. Like, Maverick has already told them everything that's, you know, like, that could happen. And so they're already pissed off. And then you hear something go, you know, whatever. Obviously, Maverick broke the rules again. And they start to watch the board behind John Hamm. And everybody is watching him, and he's in a fighter jet, and he does that whole run that no one else could do, and he delivers the payload to where it was supposed to go, and he gets out in time and completes the mission, you know. And so everybody else is like, oh, so it is possible, it can be done. And they're all like smirking so big, because they're like, that's effing Maverick right there. You just got showed something, John Hamm, basically. And then so John Hamm steps back, and he's like mad. He's like, so you stole, you know, a jet, you know, you broke all the rules, blah, 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 blah. But he says, we're going to make you the lead, like the leader, like the flight man of this mission. So he's the #1 flight guy, which means he actually gets to participate in the real mission and not just, you know, the mock version. Because so far they couldn't find a leader. It was going to be between Hangman or Rooster. And honestly, if it hadn't have been Maverick, I would have went with Hangman, because yes, he did seem to have Maverick's idea in mind, because Rooster doesn't want to go as fast as he needs to go, and plus he has a lot of other stuff keeping him back because he still is angry at Tom. But so that's basically what happens. And I'm missing the most important scene of the movie, the beach scene, which I'm pretty sure happens from like before this happens. But Tom takes everybody out to the beach, and they are playing, like, I think it was football. Yeah, I think it was football, but like Tom gets tackled to the ground, and then there's another one where like, Tom gets out in front of everybody, and I was like, just let him go. Like, they can't catch him. Like, obviously, he runs out and does it. I was like, bro, Tom is fast. He's fast. I mean, I don't know if they were trying, obviously, because I know at some point in the movie they wanted, you know, Maverick to win, you know, but I feel like Tom is just quick. But then you got the dancey dance scene and, like, the chest bump scene. It's a very, like, great, but it didn't last long enough. I feel very betrayed. I feel so betrayed because I was like, you know, most of the scenes that you might see clips of that part of the scene, like, they go a little bit slower whenever, like, someone has slowed it down a little bit or something, but it goes by so fast in the movie, and you're like, no, wait, come back, let me see more. So, but that happened. But yes, very, very, very important scene of the movie, because it shows, it completely brought back the volleyball scene from the first movie. Like, it was a very good scene between everybody getting along. It was really nice to see them all kind of, like, you know, being teams. But anyways, back, fast forwarded, you know, back to where we were. I think I did reverse, but, you know, fast forward that way. Anyways, so mission starts. You know, Tom chooses Rooster to be his second, which pisses off. Okay, so Tom chooses, I had to get some water. Tom chooses Rooster to be his second, which kind of pisses off Hangman, but, you know. And it also pisses me off a little bit because I was hoping to see everybody, kind of, because we'd been watching them this whole movie, so I was hoping to see everybody, you know, get into the action a little bit, and I was hoping they'd come out in the end. But still. And, I think it ends up being, Tom in front, but he also has, Bob and, oh no, what I've already forgotten her name. Phoenix. So it's like Phoenix and Bob in one plane, and they're right behind, I want to say they're right behind Tom. And then it's Rooster, and behind Rooster is, I think it might be Fanboy and Payback. I mean, it could be Fritz. I don't remember exactly who was in the second one. I think Payback was in it, though. It was the one that passed out from before. But they're doing their thing. You know, and Tom and Phoenix are like, they're keeping up. They're doing it. They're doing the thing. And Rooster is very slow, not even going nearly as fast as he needs to go. And, you know, he's almost panicking, I guess. And then, you know, he hears, you know, Maverick's voice just being, don't think, do. And, like, he just takes off. And he ends up going almost too fast. But, he's obviously not thinking, really. So, I mean, yeah, not thinking. But, then, you know, Tom goes through. You know, they do the laser thing. They get the payload dropped. Boom. It lands exactly where it's supposed to go, and it exposes the place. The team behind, Rooster and them, they get there. They deliver their shot, but it you know, some stuff goes around. You know, you'll see it when you see the movie, but they do successfully deliver their, you know, their shot as well. And then they, you know, fly out, but then they get met with other fighter jets that try to take them down. And just whenever it looks like one's about to hit Rooster, Maverick flies his plane into the path, blows up. And you're like, son of a... If, like, you know, because it'd be like his last, you know, hurrah. And it would piss me off. Oh, it'd piss me off if that's the way it ended. I'd be so mad. And so they all get told they need to come back to base. So they all start flying back to base. And, you know, you find out Tom survived, but he's on the ground, you know, obviously his, you know, ship has been blown up, but he, you know, got out and they're already attacking him because they're looking for survivors, and they have like a helicopter with the machine guns or whatever, you know, shooting at him. And so just when you think that they've, you know, they've got him cornered, there's nowhere he can run, boom, Rooster came back, because Rooster was like not about to leave Maverick behind, which is very nice and very sweet. But then they blow up his plane, but then he lands safely, and then Tom runs up to him and he thinks he's gonna give him like a hug or something, but Tom just like shoves him down. He's like, what were you doing? Why did you come back? And he's like, what were you thinking? And he's like, you told me not to think. It was so fun, very fun. I love the camaraderie between everybody in the movie. Anyways, they get onto the enemy base, they steal one of their old planes, and there's a lot of funny, like you know, business going on where they're like, you think this will even fly, blah, 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 you know, and Tom's like, I flew one of these before, you know, whatevs. But then they escape, but then they still get chased by a bunch of fighter planes, and Tom is pulling some moves. Like, it's amazing. At least in the movie, you know, it's really cool. And then they start going out over the water, and it looks like they're about to go down. They were hit a couple of times. You know, there's one more guy chasing them, and I was like, what, are we gonna have another scene where it mimics exactly what happened between Rooster's dad and Tom? And I was like waiting for it again. I was waiting for that thing to happen, but then bam, Hangman to the rescue, because every once in a while it'll clip back to him and he's like, I want to go help him, I want to go help him, and they're like, no, you can't do that. I'm so glad that he actually got to do it. Ugh, like, it was driving me crazy. I was like, come on, be a Maverick, break the rules. But like, you know, he ends up being his typical Hangman self, and they all go back, and then, you know, they celebrate, and the celebration is very similar to the original Top Gun, where the two sort of enemies, frenemies, whatever, they shake hands or they hug, and it was great. It was a very good moment. And then at the very end, you know, Tom and Jennifer Connelly kind of, you know, make up, but it was really good. This was one of the best movies I have ever seen, and that's saying something, especially considering that I thought that I wasn't going to like it. I went into the movie thinking, you know, I was like, I don't know if I'm really gonna like it. You know, I couldn't really remember much about the original Top Gun at the time whenever I went to see it, because I mean, I loved the original, it's just I hadn't watched it in who knows how long. And plus, I'm not usually into those sorts of movies, but it was the best movie ever. Like, I'm gonna buy it as soon as it becomes available to be out on DVD, because I have to have it. I think it's amazing. I'd say as a rating, I'd give it 10 out of 10. I would give it a 10 out of 10 because I think it is a really, really amazing sequel to the first one. They took what wasn't so great in the first one and they made it better, and they took the absolutely amazing moments in the first one and they kept that real feeling. They kept that closeness that made movies from the 80s and 90s so good. Like, there's something about movies today that you just don't completely connect to. Like, it makes you just, like, you watch them and you're like, okay, that's cool, you know, whatever. But, like, sometimes you just don't quite connect to them as well. This movie felt like it was made in the 90s. Like, it felt like it was made right after the original, just better, you know? Like, it was really, really good. And I'm so happy that I was able to go and see it. Like, it was excellent. It was a very, very, very good movie, and I would suggest anyone who is even thinking about going and seeing it to go see it. And if I've ruined anything, I'm really sorry. I tried to be vague in a lot of areas on purpose, but you know, it was it was excellent. So that is my stance on the movie. This is the way that I've described it. I guess this is the way that I do movie reviews now. I have no idea. I'm just kind of tired, and I have a headache, and it's hot. So I just wanted to do a movie review instead of a video game review, because at the moment, this is where my energy is at. So yes. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and comment and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the little notification bell. It'll always update you whenever I upload new videos. And anyways, as always, I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys!